30 minutes here on the Weekend Review. I'm Kenesha Dees. We took a break last weekend, so on this edition, we're looking at North Alabama at its best between June 23rd and July 6th. We'll take you to Lake Gunnersville and a recap of the annual HydroFest race. You'll see the grand opening of Huntsville's latest park and bear witness to a marriage proposal that really hit it out of the ballpark. But we start this weekend with music. When you think of musically enriched cities, you may think of Nashville or maybe Austin, but there's a growing effort to make the Rocket City known as another hot music scene.
The city of Huntsville, often referred to as the Rocket City, has always been known for its high-tech atmosphere. But with a new initiative, it could soon be the place local music culture thrives. Let's take a listen. Huntsville, the Rocket City, continues to grow every day. And with a new project called Heard First Huntsville, the city's music scene could soon be amplified.
We're saying, hey, the hits of tomorrow, the big artists of tomorrow that you're going to see on all the screens, hear them first in Huntsville, Alabama. Sharona Drake Henderson is the founder of the nonprofit Reify, an organization dedicated to investing in creatives from diverse backgrounds. We're here to stay, and let's advance the culture and cultural diversity of Huntsville and the export of culture by investing in these creatives. This Heard First Huntsville initiative is highlighting 6 up-and-coming artists who all bring different sounds, with an album set to release September 29th. We have country on the album, we have blues, we have R&B, we have soul, we have funk.
I'm a little bit of everything. I'm a singer, a soul singer to be exact. I also rap and do poetry.
I have some blues tunes for you. I have some R&B mix with all of that, so it's a nice little bounce. You can dance to it.
DMR Soul and Mill are just 2 of the 6 artists on the album. Mill grew up singing gospel music, but it wasn't until 2021 that he decided to launch his music career.
One thing I really learned is that I do sing, but I just love to entertain people. I just like to put a smile on people's faces.
And with a family full of musicians, DMR Soul began making music at just 4 years old.
I'm from the north side. The north side of the city is amazing, but it had its quirks. I grew up in a family where we were broken, but also happy. So my music, it actually emulates that same feeling. I like to bring out happiness throughout anything that I do.
Through this initiative, both artists are provided a safe space to grow and create.
A lot of times, once those musicians get off stage, they are carrying things with them that no one knows, right? And so I wanted to provide a space where we can pour into these musicians on and off stage,
while allowing them to learn from one another.
I connect with all these artists. I hear their music, I hear what they're saying, and we all our music fit together. It's so beautiful. I just can't wait for you to hear it.
Getting all those angles and being able to reach to them, and then they can tap into me, it's wonderful.
On top of the album, these artists have several shows in the works where you'll be able to say,
I heard it first in Huntsville, Alabama.
We are back with Artfully North Alabama, and I've got to say, I'm excited to profile 2 budding artists right here in Huntsville, growing in who they are, their lives, parallel in identity, and the pride they have in their work. Check them out. Here,
I always want to play music.
Is how Brianna Stewart and Julie Phoenix,
Yeah, I always have a candle lit whenever I work.
get started. And here's how 2 different people from different walks of life got started as artists.
I was just bored, locked up in the house during the pandemic, and I was scrolling on TikTok and saw resin art, and I was like, that looks really fun.
Stewart's a resin artist and abstract painter for Phoenix.
I just started with the liquid watercolors with all ages.
Working as a librarian with kids.
I loved watching the 3 to 4 year old age group play with them because they're not afraid of the blank page at all at that age.
Both unafraid
I was born in DC.
to move to the unknown.
Born and raised in St. Louis. I lived there my entire life. This is the first time I've moved away.
Finding their outlet through art.
I can go to my art and just kind of zone in, and that's my thing.
Both also unafraid to be themselves.
So I came out, let me see, 4 years ago or so it was newer for me. I'm bi.
Stewart, now 29, married with kids. And Phoenix,
So I'm a lesbian.
now married with a family she started before.
I was 34 when I came out. Yeah, and I'm almost 45.
Like learning how to use resin.
I slowly kind of just got into it, and once I figured it out, I was like, oh yeah, this is fun.
And Stewart learned.
I always thought that there was, because of just like upbringing and stuff, I thought that there was gay or straight. I didn't know there could be variants in between.
And Phoenix.
So it was a difficult time.
But when Phoenix connects with the canvas,
I do feel so authentically connected with myself whenever I am painting with watercolors. It's just the letting go and just being completely who you are in that moment.
both having
Fun with this. It doesn't have to be so structured and things like that.
There's no wrong way to make art.
for Stewart and Phoenix,
There's no bad art. It's all good art. It's all amazing art.
or love.
Everybody loves art.
FYI, both Stewart and Phoenix do not know each other, but after learning of us sharing their story, both connected on social media, they say, what a way to start their journey. A proposed science museum in Madison is in the early stages of planning, but there is a lot to consider before turning it from a plan to a project. Our Ken McCoy spoke with Mayor Finley and has the details.
So after my sit down with Mayor Finley this morning, two words really come to mind, and that's possibility and process. Now, while there's a possibility that things like a science museum could be coming here to Madison, there is also a process those ideas have to go through before they become a reality.
The key is right now, we've got a possibility.
The city of Madison is doing all it can to help improve the quality of life for its residents.
So we have a facilities director that starts Monday, and his job is going to be to help us figure out how to use the assets that this council has supported in purchasing for our community into the reality of quality of life improvements for our citizens.
One item under consideration, a science museum.
So right now we're working with Joe and his team on what it would take to bring it to Madison, and then most importantly, where would it be? Is there a possibility of a city facility, or would we need to look at something else that's open in the city? One way or the other, it's a great idea.
But like all proposals, there is a process to make it happen.
One of the exciting things for Madison is we purchased a building last year over in the town Madison area for a police substation and a fire station 4. There's additional room in there, and probably what we're trying to figure out is, can this work there?
But there are some amenities that are underway.
Our community center is being built right now, 30,000 square feet, 30 acres of property that needs to build out in the right way. We have the new 40 acres of Sunshine Oaks that we're going to turn into kind of a central park area. There's a lot of different pieces.
Mayor Finley also stated that ideas like the Science Museum will be discussed in meetings coming up in July.
The city of Huntsville continues to grow, but not without honoring the past. Today marks the official opening of Legacy Park, a portion of a project that reimagines the former J.O. Johnson High School. Our Sedona Meadows was at the celebration and shares just how the community's legacy will live on.
Well, it's a big day here in Huntsville as the city has opened Legacy Park, a place that not only encourages health and wellness, but brings the community together.
Legacy Park is a place where memories will be made, where family and friends will celebrate milestones, where music will play under the entertainment pavilion, and where children will enjoy hours and fun at the playground.
Legacy Park, a $4.6 million project sitting adjacent to the Johnson Legacy Center, is phase 3 of reimagining the former J.O. Johnson High School campus.
We still are paying homage to the past, to Johnson High School, to things that have happened here, but this is the future, and that's what we're celebrating here today.
Everybody else who came from this location has gone out and made an impact inside of this world, and the legacy continues with developments such as this.
The park is home to a large green space, a modern playground, different pavilions, and the city's second national fitness campaign fitness court, with a mural done by Jamal Fresco Turner.
It depicts hands that are from all walks of life that come together to build a community and create a legacy.
A place to build those connections.
It's good for the community to have places to go to communicate and to grow as a community.
a place to call home.
There are all different cultures here represented today, and I think this is what the new Huntsville looks like. I think this is what the north side of Huntsville looks like. It's just a snippet of what the future is to come.
Lots of fun out here at Lexi Park. Be sure to bring your water. In Huntsville, Sedona Meadows, Fox 54 News.
Taking a look back, boat racing has been a part of Lake Guntersville since 1939, and fast forwarding to 2018, that's when HydroFest came to town with H1 Unlimited, and with it, thousands of boat racing fans. And now in the year 2023, a champion will be crowned on a brand new course here on the South's fastest water.
We've never ran on something like this. It's shorter, and it's more of a circle than normally an oval for us. So the corners are huge and the straightaways are short.
That was Corey Peabody. He won the APBA Gold Cup following a pair of disqualifications at 2022 HydroFest. This year, though, like it was in 2018, 19, and 21, it is the Southern Cup that's up for grabs, and it is anticipated that this brand new course could lead to even faster times.
I made the comment to my broadcast partner over there that slogan, the South's fastest water, I leaned over and I said, we might want to change that. I think it's just the fastest water. This is really quick water, and the course is laid out in such a way that these guys can really go. We're going to get really close to a world record, if not snap one this weekend.
H1 Unlimited time trial qualifications begin on the 2.5-mile track Saturday at 8 a.m., and 5 of the 8 drivers will advance to Sunday's final. Now, after today's test drive, 2021 Southern Cup winner J. Michael Kelly says the key going into race day is to just do your normal thing.
You know, I try to get a good night's rest and, just get a good breakfast in the morning and get ready for the next day. You know, it's a long day. The guys are working hard. We're out there. These cockpits get really hot inside, so it's like you guys stay hydrated.
Well, HydroFest returned to Lake Guntersville this weekend, and the Southern Cup was on the line. Unfortunately, Mother Nature decided to disrupt the final day of competition. The initial forecast of stormy weather prompted H1 Unlimited to move up the Southern Cup final to 2:30 today. And the race did get underway, but it was never finished. That's because on the first turn of lap 1, driver Andrew Tate flipped his boat over, halted the action. Tate was okay, as you can see there, after that scary moment, but the delay and the future required reset time that would have happened led HydroFest officials to decide to call off the final altogether, allowing race fans and race personnel to safely leave before those storms did eventually hit.
More than likely, we would have put the boats back out. That would have been normal protocol, is to take the boats back to the pit area, gas them up, take them out of the water, gas them up, stick them back in the lake, and come out and rerun the final. That's what we would do. We would have had to have finished 3 of 5 laps to have that final heat be complete.
We got GoPros on all the boats, so we'll go home and study the film and kind of understand, get a better idea what happened. We're taking home a broken boat, which is never good, but it's always a pleasure to be here in Guntersville, rain or shine. I'm looking forward to coming back next year, hopefully stronger than ever.
And well, despite the Southern Cup not being decided on the water, a champion was crowned on the day. Reigning HydroFest winner Corey Peabody, he accumulated the most points in the heats prior to the final race, so he took home this year's main prize. The Washington native is the first back-to-back winner in HydroFest history.
Feels great to be the winner. I feel bad for Andrew. I feel bad for Dustin in the 40, for the accident, but we got the win. It's not the way you want to win, but that's the way it worked out.
Get Fox 54 Plus for Roku and Fire TV. Watch local newscasts live or on your schedule. Plus local exclusives like Fox 54 Sports Extra. Fox 54 Plus, live, local, and always on.
We received news about a hoop star who used to hoop it up at 2500 Meridian Street. Simon Williams has more.
It's a dream realized.
NBA draft. The LA Clippers select Kobe Brown from the University of Missouri.
What Kobe Brown has been working for since he started playing basketball as a 5-year-old and began to take seriously at 13 has come true, but he still almost couldn't believe it.
I didn't believe it at the time. I knew it was true, but I was just like, no, it can't be.
Being picked to the NBA draft is also an affirmation of the work put in by a support system of family and friends. And as his dad and high school coach Greg said, that you can be yourself.
All I can say is it's a blessing. I didn't really do this for just the coaching aspect of it or the teaching aspect. This was like a ministry for me, you know, to have a kid to be on this stage that can stand up in front of people and actually say, hey, I did it this way. Academically, I did it this way. Community service-wise, I did it this way. And I'm just hoping kids can take that as an example.
Kobe is making history in the process, becoming the first alumnus of any Huntsville city school to get drafted and just the 5th ever Huntsville native to get picked, the first in 15 years. He was sure to give his props to the other local hoopers from the Tennessee Valley.
You know, obviously, Alabama's always going to be a football state. We understand that, but, you know, basketball is definitely rising for sure. We're not a place to be slept on, especially in Huntsville. You know, we had a lot of great basketball players come before me from our city alone. So, you know, just being able to follow in their footsteps and, you know, make it to this level is huge for me. I'm just glad to be a part of the conversation.
As for what's next, it'll be the NBA Summer League in Las Vegas. Brown says he's looking forward to the competition.
I'm really excited. Can't wait. You know, just the whole process, you know, you're going up against all the other rookies that were in the draft, competing against them for a spot on the team. So, you know, you build relationships just naturally. So it'll be cool to get down there and see all the guys now that we can take a deep breath and settle in with the teams that we're so happy to be a part of. So.
And he'll be making so many people proud in the meantime. In Huntsville, Simon Williams, Fox 54 Sports.
We're learning about reports of an alligator near the Hayes Farms development attacking and killing a family dog. It's where we start. I'm Kenesha Dees. Our next Norman takes us to one of the 10 new signs the city has put up in areas where gators can often be found.
Although new living spaces are constantly being built in Huntsville, wild animals such as alligators have been living here for decades too. And due to recent sightings and an unconfirmed report of an attack, the city of Huntsville is putting up even more signs to warn folks that gators could be closer than you think.
The most recent have been reports of an alligator attacking a dog.
We don't know all the details around that. However, you know, we put signs out because we want the public to be aware when you're in nature. Those animals are a part of nature, and they've been here for a long time, decades.
Those signs look like this. And if you see one, it's best to keep an extra eye out for any gators.
Mostly it will be around Hayes Farm area because that seems to be the area where we've had the greatest instance of occurrence or reports about alligator sightings.
This development backs up to a swamp, and alligators are in swamps. Now, this isn't the only place in Huntsville that this is an issue.
The city has actually issued 10 new signs in total around areas where the worlds of alligator and human commonly collide.
As Huntsville grows and we move into these areas that have primarily been uninhabited, people will encounter wildlife. We just want them to be aware, not to scare anybody and go out and use the parks, but just be aware when you're in nature.
Everybody needs to respect each other's environments. On the other hand, if any animal, whether it's an alligator or a raccoon for that matter, people can take appropriate measures to defend themselves, their pets, their children, but at the same time we need to respect their environment and simply to be aware.
As always, for more information, head on over to fox54.com. In Huntsville, I'm Nixon Norman, Fox 54 News.
Earlier in the month of June, the UAB Gospel Choir took a trip to the nation of Wales in the United Kingdom, keeping in motion a nearly 6-decade bond between two communities. Digital content producer Chase McPherson brings you this story, which originally aired June 24th and shows you how one window opened doors of fellowship.
A loving bond between Alabama and Wales continued this month with the University of Alabama Birmingham Gospel Choir performing in several Welsh cities and community events. It was in response to an invite from a Welsh delegation that visits Alabama every year. The bond between the communities are rooted in tragedy when Welsh artist John Petts designed a stained glass window for the 16th Street Church in Birmingham shortly after its bombing in 1963.
4 young women lost their lives, and people in Wales collected together to create a window to give expression to the feelings of people in Wales.
Speaking with the BBC in 1987, Petts recalled the Birmingham community, quote, had never heard of Wales, but they were very quickly told something of the little country Wales was and how it put great value on independence and freedom.
And I'm still amazed that this country, of all the countries in the world, was so moved by that particular bombing in 1963 that they donated a window that people come from all over the world to see now.
During the UAB trip to Wales, choir members were able to meet with Pet's surviving family members and perform for them, as well as the Welsh First Minister. The choir, led by Dr. James Reginald Jackson, was also invited to witness the unveiling of Wales' own local plea for tolerance and unity, a mural entitled Call Them Out, featuring the image of Welsh rugby player Nia Jason, which encourages people to call out racism when it is witnessed.
Many of the people who are here today, these things happened well before they themselves were born. But the significance of that relationship goes on being important.
Now we get a chance to go full circle and come and see you and say thank you for thinking about us.
Connected forever, Dr. Jackson says, through a window of love. Chase McPherson, Fox 54 News.
Something else you can enjoy is Huntsville's Parks. The city has more than 65 of them. With it being Parks and Recreation Month, the Rocket City is celebrating with a lineup of special events. Our Jasmine Bird with what's in store.
Well, the city of Huntsville isn't the only thing that continues to grow and expand, but Huntsville Parks and Recreation, they're right there with the city, and they're standing behind increasing opportunities for activities in the community also.
Yeah, I enjoy coming here because it makes my skills nice and sharp, and I get some nice vitamin D.
Meet Sadie Gorin, a 7th grader who loves volleyball. Gorin also loves the idea of having mixed-use opportunities at various parks and recreation facilities.
I think that it's really important to spend time with your friends and family this time of year and to just kind of hang out and play volleyball. And then, as she said, there's a fitness place over there. You can just go and play fitness.
As the city grows, Huntsville Parks and Recreation Director James Gossett adds that their mission is to keep providing opportunities that appeal to a wide variety of people.
We really try to look at diversity, and because our communities are different and the communities we serve are different, we want to have a wide range of things for all people to be able to participate in.
Gossett also shares some events and programs to look out for.
Right now we're in the middle of summer camp, and so we've got quite a few camps going on all day, and then specialty camps that have been very well received. Obviously, as we move forward, we'll be looking for after-school camp. That will be a big one for a lot of people in our community. We have some of our arts camps that are ongoing. We'll have getting ready to start our sign-ups for athletics at the end of July. So if you're interested in sports programming, we have that. And then we have some of our ongoing fitness classes and different things for the community to become involved with as far as health and wellness goes.
For more information on celebrating Huntsville Parks and Recreation Month and special events and activities being offered to the community, visit our website.
It is summertime, and that means fresh produce is thriving, but not everyone may have the means to afford it. So the Food Bank of North Alabama is working to provide fresh produce all season long. Today at Cavalry Hill Public Library, the organization passed out tons of free produce to anyone who showed up.
We do this every year during the summertime, and the idea is to get fresh produce out to kids and families, especially in areas that might be underserved, because getting fresh produce out, it helps decrease diet-related illnesses. A lot of times there are food deserts throughout our service area, and so we're just trying to get food in areas where they may not have access to fresh produce.
All right, well, for more information on how you can find food near you, head on over to fox54.com. Back here in Huntsville, the Museum of Art was open for the public today and admission was free. It's the museum's Community Free Day. All exhibits were open. Tour guides were there to answer questions and provide impromptu tours.
This is the 4th Community Free Day that we've offered in 2023.
We've got several exciting exhibitions that just opened. So our American Identity exhibition just opened, and it's a really unique look into what makes an American and who all is included in that definition. So really the perfect exhibit for the 4th of July.
Absolutely. Well, the American Identity exhibition runs from now through October 15th.
When you make your way out to the ball game, you've got to get through security, an often mundane task for most. But for security guards Karen and Craig,
welcome to Toyota Field.
It's their way of making connections.
We love meeting people. We love helping people. And so when I found out that there was an opportunity to work here, then I said, hey, I'm all in.
And here at Toyota Field,
Enjoy the game. Have a great night.
love is definitely in the air.
We were at the Pepsi gate and I saw him and I thought, I'm going to introduce myself.
During the 2022 Trash Panda season is when Karen and Craig first met.
I couldn't wait to get back to work every day to be able to see her again. I never told her that at the time.
Craig learning very quickly it was more than just their shared love of baseball.
She's the full package.
He felt a sense of security.
So I got the nerve up to ask her out, and I guess the rest is history.
We told them we were dating, so they put us on the same shift.
The Trash Panda is supportive of their relationship from the start. When it came time for Craig to pop the question, there was no question as to how he was going to do it.
Stick him out, that's good. He's got to have something on him. You never putter to work, did you? Oh, there it is. Perfect. Hold on. It's a yes, but it's a yes.
And 1 month later, July 1st, 2023, the Trash Pandas were on the road.
Greg and Karen are now husband and wife.
I've never met anyone that I just connected with, with my heart and my soul and my spirit.
This last year has been just as happy as I've ever seen her in her whole life. They're a perfect match.
It's such a refreshing moment to see a couple like this.
And they're both just genuine people who want to love and help other people.
And like all Trash Panda fans,
The two most special trash pandas in our life.
Craig and Karen are forever linked through a diamond. Sedona Meadows, FOX54 News.
That's it for this special double issue of the Week in Review. Remember, for breaking news and weather any time of day, have our Fox 54 mobile app handy and discover more special programs on Fox 54 Plus. It's available on your Roku, Fire TV, and coming soon to Apple TV devices. Until next time, I'm Kanisha Dees, and thank you.